what's up, Pep Nation? We got max intent, max velocity, max energy, max speed. I can't wait for you guys to get after it. Let's go! All right, Pep Nation, I'm all psyched up. We're about to jump on the ladder here and get all warmed up. So after we do some soft tissue preparation, get our body all ready to go, we're about to jump on that ladder. And you guys know I love the ladder. It's fun, it's energetic, and it's a great warm-up to really get that heart rate up and get our central nervous system all fired and ready to go. Now, the entire ladder circuit will always start with a movement pattern in the ladder that involves both directions, followed by a jog and a dynamic stretch on the way back. Now, this ladder circuit is going to start with a lateral 2 feet in, 2 feet out jump, making sure to stay light on your toes while moving quick and dynamic throughout the ladder. On the way back, we're going to do a high knee pull to a world's greatest stretch, really opening up those hips and that hamstring. Our second ladder drill is going to be a lateral single leg in and out. You want to make sure that you're staying relaxed and synchronize your arms and your feet together for efficient movement development. On our way back, we're going to do a cross-body pull to Superman. Our third ladder drill is going to be a forward hopscotch. Now, I remember doing this as a kid, so I'm going to put it in here today, making sure to alternate our feet every hole. Hey, on the way back, we're going to be going to a hip pull, side-to-side lunge with rotation. The fourth ladder drill is going to be a pogo jump, forcing quick ground contact and being springy each and every jump. On the way back, we're doing inch worms with a push-up. We got 5 repetitions of those. The last one is going to be our icky shuffle, looking for a nice aggressive outside foot plant. And on the way back, we're going to head against the wall and do our dynamic leg swing series, making sure to really hit that inside leg swing to get that adductor and that front swing to really hit that backside hamstring.
All right, guys, so for today's workout, it is maximum effort, intent, and maximum velocity using the push technology that we have access to. Now, if you don't have access to push technology, not a problem. Just making sure that you're moving that bar as fast as you can within the realms of the exercises that are on the program will make sure that you're getting that, again, that maximum effort, maximum intent, and that's the point of today. Now, the way that this program works, just a quick word about it, is we are switching the days between horizontal force production and then vertical force production. And then obviously every single day has a little bit of lateral movement, and we're making sure that we're working in all of those movement planes. But those are the 2 main things that we're focusing on. There are 6 weeks throughout this program, followed by a 2-week deload. In this phase 1, each one is going to be switching from week to week. So today we hit after it with hip dominant and then horizontal push-pull mainly as our exercises. So after we did the vertical jump test as a measure of that fatigue and readiness, we went straight into our stability work for this workout. Now the stability work was the floating heel squats with a plate press, just really making sure that we can integrate whole body movement, making sure that we can really understand the feet and how they work to stabilize your whole body, and then also making sure that the upper body is working too. So after that, we did that as part of a complex, and that was with our plate low to highs. So really, again, working on that single leg, hip, knee, and ankle stability while moving the weight away from the center of gravity and away from the original starting point to really challenge that balance there. So after our main stability strength exercise, we went into a little bit more dynamic stability. That was the box rise, making sure that we're really working through that low ankle position, so low heel position, making sure that the Achilles is stretched out, and then working into a calf raise on one leg, followed by a single leg depth jump. All right, before we started our max intent work, we had one more drill. It was the heel hills. Basically, all that they were doing is just a little bit of ankling. Now, if you don't have that, again, most injuries to the Achilles and the ankle happen at those longer Achilles lengths, so that's why we're trying to strengthen that and bulletproof that. If you don't have access to a hill, all that you have to do is go against a wall Make sure that you're putting your heel down to get into that full stretched Achilles position, and then do the same ankling. You can go ahead and do that yourself. All right, guys, our main 2 exercises for maximum intent. We started off with a med ball leaning throw. Now, all that I had these guys do is they were about 10 yards apart. It's better if you have a partner, but if you don't, no problem. You're just gonna have to go and collect the ball rather than having it thrown to you. You're gonna start on your knees. They're just gonna go ahead and coil up, get really back down into their ankles, and then drive through their feet initially, making sure that as they push that ball away from them, they're in triple extension and arms are pretty much overhead while they're throwing that ball. We paired that with an iso hold broad jump. So all that you see me doing here is holding them in that end position just before the triple extension of the broad jump to work on those strength of the joint angles in that position and really locking and loading and then powering through that. Those are our 2 pairings for our maximum intent work. All right, guys, so our first speed strength exercise, as I said at the beginning of the workout, we flipped the switch a little bit. We are working on hip dominant for the lower body. It was a trap bar deadlift, again, focused on aggressive hip extension and triple extension as well. This is a fundamental movement if you want to increase your vertical jump, if you want to increase your sprinting capability. Mainly, again, it is that vertical jump because it's in the vertical plane, but making sure that your hips are working and really maximizing that strength and speed. We use the push technology and aim for a certain velocity zone, but if you don't have that push technology, again, just making sure that you have a light weight on there, the percentages are in the program, just making sure you're ripping that bar up as fast as you can. Again, no specific 1 rep max percentages or anything like that. All that we focused on is getting that maximum velocity out of it. But if you don't have access to the push technology, you want to be using around about 30 to 40% in that zone there. It will be on the program for you guys to see though. Our second speed strength movement or maximum velocity movement, again, last week we went with the push. This week we're going with the pull because both should be equal in terms of strength and speed to make sure that posterior chain is just as strong as the anterior chain in front of you. Now we did a power row from blocks. We got them to set the weight there, and then we just measured the velocity. Again, if you don't have the velocity, just make sure that you're not kipping through that rep too much. And again, because this whole week is isometric strengthening, we're really making sure that we're holding that bottom position, getting really tight, and then driving from that bottom position in all of our strength movements today. Okay, guys, now onto the power endurance section of this maximum intent day. Similarly to last week, we worked on that single leg box jump until effective failure, or basically until their height suffered. Now again, if you don't have anything to measure that, you're just gonna go until you're pretty much fatigued, but you're trying to get as much height from the box as you possibly can go. Today was a great success for these guys because we hit very, very even numbers on the right and the left leg. We started with the right leg this week, unlike last week where we went on the left leg, but really even number for these guys. And the numbers have improved as well on a consistent basis. Obviously, with all measurements, there's a little bit of an error, but by and large, all of the numbers increased quite a lot. So we're really on track to get those massive gains and improvements through this workout. And our last part of the strength workout today, again, we're going back to basics. Those Nordic curls, great for strengthening the hamstrings, great for injury prevention and strength through the knee, because we did hip dominant work, which works the hamstrings, the glutes, the lower back, the posterior chain. Now we are working the posterior chain, but again, we're really trying to strengthen from the knee because the hamstring inserts at the hip and the knee. So we want to make sure that both of those insertion points are being strengthened as well for the hamstring. That was a great workout today. Both of the guys gave maximum effort. Again, that's what it's all about. They competed, they went after it. You guys need to do the exact same thing. You may not have all the technology, but you want to make sure that everything you do today is maximum effort. And just a quick word, if you aren't feeling too tired after this workout, don't worry. Again, it's all about giving it your all, resting properly, and making sure that that ATP PCR system, which is the, for want of a better word, the explosive energy system, is being worked out today. That's the point of it. Let's get after it.